Yes, I do enjoy fine art. Thank you for noticing. There's a certain raw beauty to it that modern painters often fail to recreate. I always wanted to be an artist myself, but it'll be a long time before I can call myself that. I often say that patients are my canvas, but my job is more about restoration, obviously. I look at the damaged human minds and bring them back to their former beauty. I'm sorry, I'm probably boring you.
No, it's not that. It's just... It's been a difficult couple of days. I'd really like to go home.
Of course, and go home you will. As soon as we've done this little assessment, okay? You probably know how it works. I've read in your file you used to be a nurse.
Yes, I know very well how it works. You want to check if I'm nuts.
Well, I wouldn't use that expression, obviously. But yes, we have to make sure you're safe and figure out how to help you. Also, as a nurse yourself, you know there's always paperwork involved. These forms won't fill themselves. Honestly, Susan, you have nothing to worry about. This is just a formality. I could tell straight away that you are not nuts.
Fine. What would you like to know? I will answer all your questions. Then I'll go home, take a long shower, and catch up on sleep.
Wonderful. Let's see then. Where do we begin?
¿Esto es un recuerdo? Oh. ¡Hey! Tengo mi brazo.
She's awake, Doctor.
Good evening. It's good to see you awake at last. You're in the Cedar Lake Hospital. My name is Andrew. I'm one of the doctors. Would you confirm your name for me, please?
Mi nombre es Susan Ashworth.
Susan Ashworth.
Hello, Mrs. Ashworth. I'm glad to see you're all right. You're on the ward now. Your condition is stable. I can see your brain functions just fine and there's no permanent damage of any sort. We've checked your internal organs and they're fine too. You're a very lucky lady, Susan. You might experience extreme tiredness and lethargy for a couple of days, but that should soon pass. I would advise plenty of rest now. The nurses on this ward will take it from here. Please let them know if you need anything. Take care, Mrs. Ashworth. Please, don't try to speak. What did you say? Don't worry, Mrs. Ashworth. Your arm is fine. No. There was nothing wrong with your arm, darling. Now calm down.
Would you like me to get you some water? Let me get you a drink. I'll be back in a second.
Tú te pareces a mí. Una versión joven de mí, debo decir.
I'm sorry, Susan. Did I wake you? I have to take your blood pressure. 2 seconds and I'm gone. My name is Liz, by the way. Hi. I'm sorry. I know this isn't very nice. Believe me, I hate waking people up just for this. But being a nuisance is part of my stupid job, unfortunately. Oof, I hate this place. Tell you what, Susan. Can I call you Susan? So anyway, I shouldn't say it, but you know I'm going to anyway. You are so lucky. It's crazy. You doing what you'd done, and her walking in, seeing what she saw. That was a chance. 1 in a million. I'm not making any sense again, am I? I'm tired. They're working us to death here, you know. Modern day slavery. One day I'll tell them what I really think. I swear I will. Ah, and here it is. You've got the blood pressure of an 18-year-old. Just wanted to say you're lucky, I think. And that I hope You've changed your mind about some things. Got to go, but I'll see you later. You take care, sweetheart, yeah?
¿Podrías traerme una gelatina? Tengo hambre. ¡Hey! No, Liz, Liz.
Bad dream?
Sí, eso parece.
Yeah, a really bad one.
I knew it. I could see as soon as I came in the room that you were having a nightmare. I guess I shouldn't have woken you up. What was it about?
I was burnt alive.
No fue agradable.
Actually, it reminds me of something that happened the other day. There was this woman on the emergency unit, and she really wanted to smoke, you know? But they wouldn't let her, of course. She wasn't well at all, not just injured, but not right in the head. She was on 10 litres of oxygen through the face mask. She had to stay in bed, she was told. But she wouldn't listen, of course, and as soon as they'd left, she lit up a fag. The whole room went up in flames, and so did she. I guess you didn't really want to know that, did you? That's just me and my big gob. Typical. I never know when to shut up.
Se llama Liz, Susan. ¿No sería amable preguntarle cómo se llama?
What happened to me?
Well, how much do you remember?
I took some pills, and I fell asleep in the chair. I remember how the room kept spinning around me slowly. I felt so calm, and then...
De pronto estaba en un campo de cebada. Oh, ¿era cebada? Yo pensé que era trigo o maíz. Me desperté aquí y te vi. Si decimos eso, puede creer que estamos locas y le dirá al doctor. Y el doctor también pensará que estamos locas. Y entonces no nos dejarán salir de aquí.
I woke up here, and I saw you. Can you now tell me who found me, and what happened?
Well, your body went into a coma. You were lucky she came home and found you. I told you that before.
What? Who found me?
Your daughter, of course. She called an ambulance. If it wasn't for her, you'd sure be dead now, Susan.
My daughter.
Yes. Why? Why'd you look so pale all of a sudden, Susan?
I don't have a daughter. Whoever she is, she lied.
But why would she do that?
How should I know? I was in a coma, apparently.
So she lied. It doesn't change the fact that you owe her your life.
I was fine. I didn't ask for any help. Sorry. How long have I been here?
I was told you arrived at the hospital at 7 in the evening. You had a cardiac arrest in the ambulance. They had to resuscitate you. Your heart stopped beating for nearly a minute, but they managed to bring you back. You went to the intensive care unit, where they gave you a dose of antidote and pumped your stomach. As soon as your condition was stable, they brought you on this ward. It's called Dime Ward. I call it Die Ward, because all the patients who come here want to die. It's a suicide watch unit. That's why it's so strict. You have to be careful. Nurses here are trigger happy with the sedatives.
When will they let me go home?
I'm not sure. Probably not today. Maybe tomorrow. Look, I shouldn't say that, but you seem like a nice person. I feel like I should warn you. There's this doctor here. They call him Dr. X. He's a chief of psychiatry in this hospital. You won't be able to go home until he's talked to you, and he's really good at getting into your head. You know what I'm saying? He will ask you a lot of tricky questions. But he's a really great guy. You should trust him.
No confío en ningún doctor que solamente tenga una X como nombre. Cuéntame más sobre ese tal doctor X. ¿Viste esa hija mía? Cuéntame más sobre ti. Estoy cansada, ahora déjame dormir.
Did you see this daughter of mine?
No, sorry, Susan. Apparently she came in the ambulance with you. But then she remembered something and had to go. I think someone mentioned she went in quite a hurry.
Of course she did. She was worried I'd ask her what she was doing in my flat.
Saving your life?
O robándome.
Do I really have to give her a benefit of the doubt just because of that?
One would assume so. That girl is a hero. Maybe real heroes always leave before their identity is revealed.
Or she was a burglar, attempting to steal from me.
That's a possibility too. Have you got anything very precious in your flat?
Tengo ositos de gomita.
Maybe.
¿Eso cuenta? Cuéntame... Sí, cuéntame sobre ese doctor. ¿Qué hace aquí en el hospital? ¿No debería estar en la academia con los demás mutantes?
Tell me more about this Dr. X.
His name is Xavier Zellman, but everyone just calls him Dr. X. He comes on the ward often, usually late in the afternoon or in the evening. I personally really like him, but you hear all sorts of stories in a place like this, you know. I don't know what to believe anymore. All I know is he's been very friendly and supportive. Some doctors won't even say hello to you, but Dr. X usually stops and asks how I am. He knows I have some problems. He can see I'm not happy here. He actually offered me some free weekly sessions. I think I might take him up on his offer.
What are they saying about him?
Oh yeah, they say he's a big flirt. Nurses, cleaners, patients. He doesn't care, as long as they're wearing a skirt. One girl I knew, Linda, I heard they had an affair. Stupid girl. Well, she left, and I never saw her again. Now why do you think that is? Dr. X got her knocked up. They covered it up and quietly got rid of her. Probably paid her some money. I don't know how these things work, but it must have been enough to shut her up. I bet he'll be more careful now. But I can't really say a bad word about him, personally. Well, one thing. Maybe. Don't laugh, okay? He's got a weird smell.
What do you mean?
He smells funny. I don't know. Maybe it's just bad aftershave. Or maybe it's something he eats.
Oh, thanks for the warning. I'll try not to get too close to him.
Now that I think about it, there's something else too. I'll tell you this, Susan. He starts talking to you, and you just open up and tell him everything. It's very odd. I don't exactly hide things from people, but he got some really private stuff out of me. Really private. You know what I mean? Things I wouldn't tell my mother about. And we haven't even started those sessions yet. So, be prepared for that.
Sure, but it's a bit too late for me to hide how I feel now anyway. I think I made it very clear when I swallowed those pills.
Igual no está de más ser un poco cuidadosos con lo que decimos, especialmente si queremos salir de aquí pronto.
Tell me something more about yourself.
Me? I'm a nobody. I'm just a hard-working girl. We all have to pay our bills somehow, right? I rent a room not far from here. There are 2 other girls living in the house. One is an auxiliary nurse, like me. She's always sick. The other one is a stripper. At least I think so. She's never home at night.
Maybe she works at night, like you.
Yeah, but I don't leave for work wearing red stockings and heels, do I?
No, you're right. You're a real nurse, not some man's fantasy of one.
I used to do all that for my boyfriend. You know, dress up as a sexy nurse and all. Well, I did it just once, really. He didn't like it that much. He didn't like me that much either. Broke up with me last Valentine's Day. Of all the days, he chose that one, eh?
Bastardo que era.
He never told me why, but I don't care anymore.
Oh, bueno.
I'm tired. Let me sleep now.
Fine. I'll see you again. Be careful who you trust here, Susan. They will be watching you.
How do I know you're not one of them?
You don't. But do I really look like a bad person to you?
I don't know. Maybe not.
I'll see you tonight. Remember what I said. Dreams are just dreams. But when they turn into nightmares, it's good to have someone there to pinch your arm and wake you up, right?
Gracias por la ayuda, Liz. Oh, tú eres el doctor X, ¿no?
We'll start with a little chat about your
Lo
child.
que quieras.
I want you to be as honest as possible.
Claro.
It's important if we want to get to the bottom of your problem. Count to 10 and tell me when you're ready, Susan.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
This isn't all about whether you're nuts or not, like we said before. It's about finding what has caused how you're feeling now and creating a working solution. In order to achieve that, I need to get to know you better. Can we talk about your childhood first? Your parents. When you're a child, your life revolves around them. What was your father like? Did you have a good relationship with him?
No realmente. Sí, mi papá era genial. No fue un padre. Me crié sin padre, de hecho.
I was brought up without a father.
I understand he wasn't there when you were growing up. Can you tell me why? What happened to him?
He...
Le gustaba demasiado la bebida y a mi madre no le gustaba eso.
left when I was little. One night he just packed his suitcase and left. I was about 8 at the time. He didn't say goodbye, didn't even look at me. I remember watching him walk away. It was winter, getting dark early. He just disappeared into the night, and I never saw him again.
Let's talk about your mother now. What was she like? Would you care to tell me about her?
Mi madre. Ella es la persona que quiero convertirme algún día.
I can't complain. My mum was great. She did her best to make up for the loss of my father. Me and her, we were like best friends, like soulmates. We did everything together. She passed away 7 years ago. Her forever broken heart finally gave up. But she did give me a wonderful childhood, despite everything that happened. I will always love her for that.
Okay, I'm beginning to get a better picture. That's enough about your parents for now. Let's take 2 minutes, and we will talk about something else.
I need to get out of this place. I hate hospitals. Besides, I really want to go home and forget all about this.
Sí, yo también quiero salir de aquí. No quiero acostarme. Las agujas están paradas a las 10:08. Sí, desde hace tiempo. Seguro está roto, quizás solo necesita baterías nuevas. Está lleno de guantes de látex, de 3 tamaños distintos. Tomar guantes. Tomar un guante, tomar muchos guantes. Me robaré todos. Sus guantes son míos. Es una lista de medicamentos para la paciente en la habitación 2. Entonces, supongo que soy yo. Estoy bajo muchos tranquilizantes, al parecer. Lo que me están dando podría noquear un caballo y darle jaqueca por una semana también. También podría causar alucinaciones y paranoia. Qué bizarro. ¿Por qué querrían darme todo esto? No estoy loca, de eso estoy segura. Si hay alguien loco aquí, es quien me dio toda esta medicación sin una buena razón médica. Estoy de acuerdo, no le vas a dar pastillas que den alucinaciones a alguien que intentó suicidarse. Un ramo de crisantemos. Odio las flores. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué odias las flores? Ni loca me las llevo. No me gustan las flores y los crisantemos especialmente menos. ¿Por qué? ¿Tienen algún significado en especial? No me gustan las flores. No me importa cómo huelan. Oh, de acuerdo. Otro cuarto. Reloj. Las agujas están paradas a las 11:40. ¿Están rotos todos los relojes en este hospital? Eso parece. Deberían darle mantenimiento. No, no me quiero acostar. Almohada. Una almohada muy sucia. Mirar debajo. No hay nada interesante debajo de la almohada. Creo que no revisamos la almohada en mi cuarto. Oh, bueno. Oh, ¿puedo tomar más guantes?
I've got enough gloves in my pocket. There's no need to take more.
Oh, decepción. Salgamos de aquí entonces. Es una lista de medicamentos para la paciente en la habitación 1 y algunas observaciones. Según esto, su nombre es Ann Burton, de 35 años. Está tomando un montón de tranquilizantes y tiene una larga historia de abusos de drogas. Parece que encima de todo eso, está tomando metadona para el síndrome de abstinencia de heroína. Al pie de la página hay una nota que dice que de hecho es una paciente privada que permanece por voluntad propia. Mujer suertuda. Me imagino que a mí no me será tan fácil abandonar la sala. ¡Hey! Hola. ¿Liz? ¿Eres tú? Liz. Apuesto que piensa que esos lentes de borde rojo la hacen ver atractiva. Conozco a su tipo demasiado bien, completamente dedicadas a su trabajo, pero aún así son descerebradas y de mente cerrada. No, ni siquiera me había dado cuenta de sus lentes. Quizás sea porque la luz de la entrada la lastima. ¿Quién sabe? Me gustaría irme a casa ahora. ¿Podría hacer una llamada? Ya me siento mucho mejor. ¿Puedes darme de alta, por favor? ¿Está Liz por aquí? Primero probaré con la
Can I
llamada.
make a phone call, please?
Oh, yes, of course. But the phone's being used at the moment. Can you please come back in 5 minutes? Thanks.
¿Quién está usando el teléfono? Oh, ¿certificado de qué? De alta, oh. Es un certificado de alta para Ann Burton, paciente de la habitación 1. Parece que se internó en el hospital por su cuenta y se le permite irse cuando desee.
Please do not touch these. They are all confidential documents.
Yeah? Well, maybe you shouldn't leave them out on the desk for everyone to see.
If you are looking for something to read, we have some magazines for patients here.
Thanks, but I think I'll pass.
Cierto, no me gusta leer las TV notas. Carpetas. Estos deben ser documentos de pacientes. Están amontonados en el escritorio.
Please do not touch these. They are all confidential documents.
I was only going to tidy up.
I'm sorry, are you one of the housekeepers? Why did you dress up as a patient?
I just can't stand mess, that's all. And there's no need to be sarcastic.
Who's being sarcastic?
Tú realmente no estás agradándome. ¿Ya puedo usar el teléfono?
Can I make a phone call, please?
Oh, yes, of course. But the phone's being used at the moment. Can you please come back in 5 minutes? Thanks.
Ya habías dicho eso. Sé que no pasaron 5 minutos, pero ya habías dicho eso.
I feel much better now. Can you please discharge me?
I'm glad to hear that. But I can't discharge you until Dr. X sees you. He should be doing his round very soon. Please return to your bed and wait for him, all right?
No eres nada agradable. Nada agradable. No, esta ni loca me va a dejar irme. ¿Está Liz por aquí? Ella es mucho más agradable que tú, señorita.
Is Liz here?
And who's Liz?
That young nurse who was here last night. Black hair, very chatty. She said her name was Liz.
I'm sorry. A lot of people come through here. I can't remember everyone's name. Can you return to your bed now, please? It's nearly time for your medication. I can't be chasing around after every single patient.
Beg your pardon?
Look, I'm very busy at the moment. I'll come and talk to you in a minute, all right?
No estás haciendo nada. Estás ahí sentada mirando el piso. Y al diablo la medicación. No necesito medicación.